first focus, Mr. Tenet, on the question of the watch list, which you've talked about in your testimony.
Yeah.
What reason specifically here? I don't want just a general answer here that there was a lot of workload and so forth, but what reason was given specifically by the CIA person responsible for putting that name on the watch list as to the failure to do so?
We're not putting the name on the watch list. Our judgment is in talking to everybody working at the time that there were uneven standards, poor training, and we didn't give
that specific failure? All those reasons for that specific
Yes, sir,
failure?
we did not. Everybody, the people involved, or people who have access, who we've talked to, acknowledge that there were uneven practices, bad training, and a lack of redundancy. The fact that they were swamped does not mitigate the fact that we didn't overcome that with either redundancy, a separate unit, or better training.
Have you identified the person or persons who are responsible to put that name on the watch list?
We know who was working this case.
My question is, though, do you know the name or names of the persons who are responsible for putting those names on the watch list? That's my question.
Yes, sir, I think I have.
All right.
Of all the 9/11 hijackers, it's Nawaf al-Hazmi and Khalid al-Mihdhar who have the longest records of involvement within the al-Qaeda organization. And this is coming from CIA Director George Tenet, who once called them al-Qaeda veterans. And according to the CIA, it's al-Hazmi who first traveled to Afghanistan in 1993 as a teenager, but then in 1995, he travels with Khalid al-Mihdhar to Bosnia and fight against the Serbs. Khalid al-Mihdhar makes his first visit to Afghanistan training camps in 1996 and then fights in Chechnya in 97. And both Khalid al-Mihdhar and Nawaf al-Hazmi swear bayat, loyalty to bin Laden, around 1998. Al-Hazmi then fights in Afghanistan against the Northern Alliance with his brother, Salim al-Hazmi, in 1997. He fights in Chechnya probably like around 1998 and returns to Saudi Arabia in early 1999 and shares information about the 1998 East Africa bombings. Also early in 1990s, a Saudi named Omar al-Bayoumi, who arrived in San Diego, California in 1994. He later became well known for his suspicious connections to both 9/11 hijackers Khalid al-Mihdhar and Nawaf al-Hazmi. Saudis continued to ignore the fact that he became an employee dating back to 1987. The employee is the Saudi Arabian Presidency of Civil Aviation. And I will correct my mistake. He's been an employee since 1975. Later on, an individual interviewed by the FBI advised that the PCA employee, Hamid al-Rashid, was involved in the payment salary of Omar al-Bayoumi. Hamid al-Rashid is the son of Saud Abdulaziz Saud al-Rashid. And at the time, Saud al-Rashid, after the attacks of 9/11, was being broadcasted by the legacy media as an international be on the lookout. The bolo was issued for Saud al-Rashid after an image of his passport had been found on a CD-ROM by FBI, along with the images of the passports of 9/11 hijackers Khalid al-Mihdhar, Salim al-Hazmi, and Abdul Aziz al-Amari. So there was enough information here which could have put Khalid al-Mihdhar and Nawaf al-Hazmi, both known to the CIA in the mid-90s, to be al-Qaeda operatives, to be on the watch list. The person that is supposedly responsible for this is Michelle Ann Casey, the lead agency ticket monitoring the Yemen al-Qaeda hub in Sana'a, Yemen. The same person who was told by Alex Station Deputy Chief Tom Wilshire in regards to the FBI becoming aware of Khalid al-Mihdhar and Nawaf al-Hazmi's U.S. visas and entering the United States, It was Michelle Ann Casey, under orders of Tom Wilshire, to block that information. The question is, why?